Did you know that Mary, at the end of her earthly life, was assumed into heaven, body and soul? This extraordinary event, known as the Assumption of Mary, is one of the most celebrated mysteries of Christian faith. In this video, we'll explore the visions of Anne Catherine Emmerich about the Assumption, reflect on its spiritual significance, and understand how it reveals God's promise of eternal life for all of us. Let's uncover this heavenly story together. According to Anne Catherine Emmerich, Mary spent her final days on earth in prayer and contemplation. After Jesus' ascension into heaven, she remained with the apostles, offering guidance and strength to the early church. As she grew older, Mary sensed that her earthly journey was coming to an end. She prepared herself spiritually, entrusting her soul entirely to God. She gathered the apostles and disciples, blessing them and encouraging them to remain faithful to the mission of spreading the gospel. Mary's life on earth was marked by humility, devotion, and complete trust in God's will. Her final days were no different as she awaited her reunion with her Son in heaven. Anne Catherine Emmerich describes Mary's death as a peaceful and serene moment, often referred to as the Dormition, or falling asleep. Surrounded by the apostles and disciples, Mary's soul was lifted into God's presence, and her body was enveloped in divine light. Her death was unlike any other because she was free from original sin and the corruption of the grave. This moment marked the transition from her earthly life to her eternal glorification in heaven. After her dormition, something miraculous happened. According to Emmerich's visions, angels descended to carry Mary's body and soul into heaven. The heavens opened, and Mary was welcomed into the presence of God, where she was crowned as Queen of Heaven and Earth. The Assumption was a unique privilege granted to Mary because of her role as the Mother of God and her immaculate purity. This event also symbolizes the fulfillment of God's promise of eternal life to all who follow Him in faith and holiness. The Assumption of Mary is a sign of hope and a reminder of God's plan for humanity. Mary's glorification shows us that heaven is our ultimate destiny and that we are all called to share in God's eternal life. Her Assumption also highlights the importance of living a life of holiness and obedience to God's will. By following Mary's example of faith, humility, and devotion, we too can strive to be united with God in heaven. Mary's Assumption is not just about her journey, it's also about ours. As the Queen of Heaven, she continues to intercede for us, guiding us closer to her Son, Jesus Christ. Through her example and her prayers, Mary helps us navigate the challenges of life and remain steadfast in our faith. She invites us to trust in God's promises and to live with hope and courage, knowing that He has prepared a place for each of us in His eternal kingdom. The Assumption of Mary is a story of triumph, faith, and the fulfillment of God's promises. It inspires us to live with hope and trust, knowing that heaven is our ultimate home. What about you? How does Mary's Assumption inspire your faith? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel to explore more about the lives of Mary, Jesus, and other spiritual topics. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next video.